Hi everyone, it's Bree, and I guess it's Wednesday again, so it's my turn to touch on this week's theme. This week, we decided to talk about books, more specifically the book we most recently read. The problem with me is that I tend to read 3 or 4 books at the same time, so I tend to finish 3 or 4 books at the same time. So the book I finally decided to talk about was The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. I don't want this vlog to be too spoilery, but I will be talking about a couple of plot points, so if you are planning on reading this and don't want to be spoiled, stop watching now. I'm going to start off by saying that this book is a very fast, very simple read. It's not overly complicated, but its messages resonate with you long after you finish reading it. The book tells the story of an elderly man named Eddie who works at an amusement park and one day tragically dies in a work-related accident. But when he gets to heaven, it's not what he initially expected heaven to be. Instead of immediately arriving at paradise, he meets 5 people who, throughout his life, were there in major events or had an impact on his life in some way, whether he actually met them during his lifetime or not. Now, some of these people were very close to him. Other people, he's meeting for the first time in this encounter in heaven. Each of these 5 people that he meets tells Eddie the story of an event that happened in his life. But instead of telling it from the way Eddie remembers, each of these 5 people tell the story from the way they experienced it. Each of their stories sheds new light and gives new perspective on these life-altering events for Eddie, and each of their stories teaches him a new lesson about life. Now, these 5 lessons aren't really spoilery, it's who he meets and the stories they tell that are. So I'm going to share the 5 lessons that he learns with you. 1. Everything happens for a reason. 2. Sacrifices are a part of life. 3. Releasing your anger and granting forgiveness. 4. The power of love even after death. And 5. Everyone's life has a purpose. Once Eddie has heard all of their stories, he then becomes one of the 5 people someone else meets in heaven later on. And he has a story to tell someone and a lesson to give to someone. The overall theme of this book, the overall message in this book that I took away that still resonates with me, is that everyone's story is connected. Every person on the planet is connected in some way. When you think about it, whether you've known the person your entire life or whether you just bump into them at the supermarket one day, you are suddenly a part of their story and they are a part of yours. Even if you've never met them before, even if you don't talk to them, they are a part of your story and you are a part of theirs. And for me, that's what really captured me about this book, was how unique each story was and how they all connected to just one person's life. The book also got me thinking about how many stories I'm a part of. The 6 people I share this channel with, I just gained 6 new pieces to my story. Anyway, I really hope you give this book a chance. Like I said, it's a really fast, simple read, and it's got really great messages. That's all I have to say for this week. I will see you next Wednesday.